this unique
What's it
piece of
say?
land.
Please help.
Can anybody see the sea? Yes.
I can't even see the Isle of Shepherd.
Can't even see the eye.
It's really bad. Yeah, with a compass.
Down on the oval, adults, we're going to make the shape of an oval in person. But let me just say this, you have to go on the oval at your own risk. We have no liability, it is our land, but be careful because it's slippery. So we get 40 to 50 people down on there, on the bottom, then we're going to make a shape of an oval, and then we're going to have the photographs done from that height. So if I can get some of you down there.
Jeannie, coming! Yes.
If I go sneak shopping, so
No, I'll be alright.
fantastic, isn't it?
On the other side, all we can see is the back of the poster saying living wages. So you can drop the phone down there?
Yeah, I guess.
As many people as could you? There you go. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
I don't know how well that would work. But you've got like a snip of a poster there that's floating in free space. Yeah, you just happen to that one there move. funny, this flag. Like, yeah.
It's not a communist flag, it's a
Community,
Indian
doesn't
flag.
it? That's what I read as well, but then I was like, I'm sure that's not what it
I
says.
thought it said had stars in it.
That's what I thought too, but it's we would unite community.
Yeah. Just. Oh dear, that's a bit distracting from the message. But okay. Fair enough.
I'm a member of Unite Community.
Of the second?
I'm a member. I'm
Oh
a
right.
member.
Oh cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I need that over. There's another one in there. It's really important. I've got to keep it safe.
There's
I'm one of those voices that travel, so I hope you can all hear me. BBC has just shown up. Pictures in a minute, so everybody just please stay put for a while. But I wanted to welcome you today. Give yourselves a hand, Whitstable! This is terrific. I've lived here 20 years. I've never seen this many people come together over a single issue in one place at one time. So thank you for your support. The Ovel Chalet Preservation Community has tried every democratic way we know to try and keep this land as a public space, which is what the provision was in 1944 when we were allowed to purchase it for a very small price. The Canterbury Council, in their wisdom, decided to sell this land in secret in December of last year. In secret session, they sold it to one developer. It did not go to public sale. It did not go to tender. That's wrong. We know this land needs developing. We wanted a public open space here for the people of Whitstable. And that's what we're going to fight for, and we're going to continue with your support. We're going to continue to fight to keep this a public open space, regardless of what other development goes on around it in a sensitive way. The development that is now proposed does not meet the local plan. The development that is now proposed does not meet conservation area sensitivities. The proposal that's now before the planning committee does not meet the horse bridge study that was done in the 90s to create a beautiful area for the public to use in this space. We are going to continue to fight for what we think is right for this space. And with your support, we will do that. What I'd like to do is challenge the councilors of Canterbury Council to repeal this decision, to review it, to rescind it if necessary, so that this land stays in the public domain, or at least we keep public open space. That's all we're asking for. Review your bad decision, repeal it, and bring it back so that we can have a public open space here. That's all we're asking for. Bill has been so instrumental in helping us. He's a past councilor. He's one of the people that have told us many of the errors that happened that allowed this council to put this decision through. But we have Brian Baker here, I think, today too. Brian, can you come over? Can you come over, Brian, and say a few words for us? While Brian's coming over, Phil wants to say a few words.
Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure to see so many people here. We want this to stay as an open space. It should stay as an open space. And if you want to do something about it, you personally can. One day, this is going to come up in front of the planning committee. You, as individuals, will have the chance to object. You send in an objection, you tell them it's not what you want the open space, it's going to ruin our town, it won't bring anything to the town, it's not going to bring any money into the town, it's not going to bring any jobs into the town. All it's going to do is put an awful lot of money into the developers' pockets. We want an open space, we need an open space. When it comes up in front of the planning committee, keep your eyes open on the council website. Each and every one of you, if you put in a complaint, if you put an objection to this going ahead, it puts so much pressure on those members of the planning committee, they are liable to turn it down. And if it is turned down, and there is not a planning agreement in place by, I think it's October next year, then the contract to buy this land becomes null and void, and they have to go back and start again. You have the power, you can do it, keep your eyes open, put in the complaints, put in the objections. I'll be there, I'd love to see you with me. Have a good day. Right, good morning.
Oh yeah, she's down there.
Right, my name's Brian Baker. One of the councillors. Still can't hear you! Shout! Speak up, Brian! Okay, there we go. Okay, my name's Brian Baker. I am one of the councillors who represent this ward. Does that matter? Okay, I'm a Conservative. Right. Yeah, as has just been mentioned, this is cross-party. For my life growing up in this area, all these parcels of land have gradually disappeared. For us as young children, I'm going back to the 50s, we regarded them as our land, as bits of playground. I mean, legally, of course, they weren't, and gradually they all disappeared. This actually is the last piece of sea-facing land that could ever be developed. Sorry. And I personally don't want to see the plan that has been put forward for this land. And in saying that, I am not able now to sit on any planning committee because I have made that opinion. This has been a difficult time, both in the town, for residents, and equally at the council. There's been a lot of soul-searching, a lot of pain. Being in the middle has been particularly difficult. I know what I want for my town, and I know that we have to work within legal constraints. So, I wish you all luck. I hope you get what you want, although the position of what people want seems to have shifted from we don't want that plan, we don't mind a lesser plan, we don't want any plan, we want a public space. So I think that everybody has to come from the same place and in the same direction. Decide what you want, everybody get together, stick to it, and as Phil Cartwright said, the planning meeting is the one. That is the one. Once it's gone past there, it will be too late.
What about the council sell-off for 800k less than it should have been?
I have it laid out on my board if you want to go and read it. Thank you.
Is that all over then? Why? We lost 800 grand, have we?
That's exactly the decision we're asking to be reviewed.
Good.
The sale of this land it was erroneous, it was illicit. We're going to try and pull it back and review that.
That's the first position.
That's our first decision. We have Julia Seath next, past councilor here in Whitstable, an activist in many, many circles. We're glad to have her here. She's going to speak to you about the history of this site. Thank you. Can you all hear me? No. Yeah? Is that right? No. Right. Well, this site has a long and checkered history going back to the 17th century when it was part of a field called Hamels, protected from the sea by a wall which had been built in 1583. That sea wall was washed away in 1778 in a great tidal surge, and a new wall was built. In the 18th and 19th century it was owned and variously used, including as a salt pit, by different members of the Reeves family, my ancestors, until 1869, when it was devastated by the Great Fire, which raged all along this stretch of the coastline from the harbour. And by 1900, the site was owned by George Warner and known as Warner's Land. Now, 101 years ago, in 1914, when the Whitstable Urban District Council wanted to lease the land to develop it as public open space for public entertainment and recreation, but were unable to raise the funds, the people of Whitstable rallied together to raise £2,500. I have got one of the original share certificates from that time. A registered company called the Ovel Whitstable was formed, and the land was laid out as an outside skating rink and hard tennis court with an internal skating rink, and a Tudor-style tea room. It quickly became a huge success with more than 600 customers on Wednesday evenings with music provided by the Whitstable String Band. And during the summer of 1914, the Oval, festooned with fairy lights, went from strength to strength with fancy dress carnivals and additional music from a mechanical organ and a piano. After the Great War, the cafe continued, but other activities at the site seem to have declined, with little records available until 1944, when the derelict site was advertised for sale. Now, Messrs. Rybar of Whitstable, who had a business in the building behind me, provisionally agreed to purchase it for £300. However, when informed that the council was interested in purchasing the site, Rybar agreed to relinquish their right to purchase and to withdraw in favour of the council on condition that the council pay no greater sum than the £300 which Rybar had agreed to pay, and that the property was developed and kept as an open space in the interest of the aged of the town.